which I will link to in the description of this one, if you're watching on YouTube, or at the on the site, if you're watching this on the site, ended with us plowing the field. Before we went ahead and built the beds for the vegetables, we decided to spread some lime. Just follow a suggestion of a local farmer. So I happened to be in town and stopped at the farm supply store, and they didn't have the pelleted lime, so I ended up getting the powdered lime, about 10 bags of it for the acre or so that we worked here. Well, it ended up being a really big mistake. Take a look. So, as you can see, we spread lime all right, but we ended up spreading the whole county, not necessarily our acre of vegetables. I had to call the farm supply store, and they did have the pelleted stuff at that time. So I headed back to town, and about an hour later, I was back here with 10 bags of the pelleted lime, and it worked much better. Take a look. So now that we had the field spread with pelleted lime, we went ahead and tilled it once again. So now that we have the field tilled, the next thing to do is to make the beds for the vegetables. So we purchased this nice piece of equipment that you will see in just a couple minutes, and it was pretty hard to work with it. We had to make a few adjustments, kind of move it around a few times, and play with it a little bit until it got to the point where we actually succeeded in building a nice bed. At the beginning we drove too slow, then we drove too fast. It really takes some time to learn how to work with this equipment, how to connect everything, how to make everything stay in place, you know, how fast to drive with the tractor. So if you do it for the first time, just know that it's okay. It's like that for everybody. It just takes time. Sometimes you have in your mind that you're getting this expensive tractor and it's going to save you a lot of time, and it will save you a ton of time, but at the beginning it's going to take some time too to learn how to adjust everything and work with everything. The other thing is that we got about 5 truckloads of horse manure in shavings. And what we decided to do is go ahead and build the beds first, and then take the shavings with the horse manure and spread them on top of the beds, so we don't mix the shavings with the soil. Some people say it's not really a good thing to do, but we do know that it's great as mulch. So in taking the compost and the horse manure mixed with shaving and laying it on top of the beds, we kind of killed 2 birds with 1 stone. We also added compost, but then we also mulched, so maybe it will help us a little bit with the weed pressure. So take a look how we did the beds, and again, it's not 100% how it's supposed to be, but it's the best that we could do right now. Our main goal with creating those beds is to keep them and make them permanent beds. And then every time before we plant, just work those beds, add compost to those beds, make sure we don't step on them, we don't drive on them with the tractor. So there are walkways and there are the beds or the rows, and just keep improving the soil for the vegetables and the flowers and whatever else we're gonna plant in the beds. So then we'll have all of our efforts concentrated on the soil of the beds. We will have to find a way to till the beds and then rebuild them every season, and then hopefully we will be in a couple of seasons. I hope that we'll be able to get to a point where we have a very nice soil in those beds. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to visit me on the blog at ladyleeshome.com. I'll link to it below, and like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.